All right, so one last thing I want to talk about with inside zone. You're often going to hear announcers talk about this as a cutback, right? A cutback run, a design cutback. You're going to hear about that quite a bit. But I want you to watch this run and really see that it's more of a cut downhill than a cut back. We're not going to see McGahee sort of cut and run around Cincinnati's secondary and really try to get in a foot race with them. That just doesn't work very often in the NFL, especially for a running back with the kind of knee problems that McGahee's had. He didn't run a 4.2 40 to begin with. It's just not going to be successful. So inside zone has been designed to really be a one cut downhill run. It is not really a cut back and sort of run around people. But the reading point or the aiming point for the back in inside zone is going to be somewhere between the play side tackles, hip, shoulder, different coaches, foot, different coaches read it differently, and the play side guards, foot, hip, shoulder, something like that. It's going to be basically between the 5 on Cousins and the 7 on Schwartz. Okay, and I want you to take note of where that is on the football field. You can see the hashes here. You can probably see faintly these hashes right here. This is from a college game or maybe a high school game that's played in Cincinnati, but they've been painted over these wide hashes here. But you can see it's basically halfway between those 2 points. Okay, that reading point, that not reading point, but the aiming point, where McGahee's going to take his first couple steps and head toward that area. Now, as we watch the play, again, I've talked a little bit about the front side of these defenders. Front side defenders are going to fly out to the right outside of the play. So look at how many, 1, 2, 3, 4 of these Cincinnati defenders are now outside of that aiming point for McGahee. And as he gets the ball and makes a plant, okay, even though this looks like a cut back, and we're seeing the block made by 84 Cameron, who starts the play all the way over here on the opposite hash, right? As we see where McGahee is as he crosses the line, where is he? He is right over that sort of faint, college football, high school football hash mark. Okay, so this really wasn't cut back at all. McGahee is on a downhill track, and he's picking the spot to plant his foot and go through that hole. And this is actually outside of his initial aiming point. And I've never heard of a coach that aims outside of the play side tackle. It's always somewhere between these two players. Never heard of a coach that aims for outside the play side tackle. So this is outside of McGahee's initial path, which is downhill between these two players, somewhere in there. This run actually bounces out a little bit from where they thought it would be, despite the sort of cut back, the cut against the grain action that McGahee takes. And that's something interesting that you don't usually see from the TV angles, right? It looks like a cut back. No, it's our offensive line and our fullbacks and our tight ends getting those blockers out of the way to the play side, and then one man, in this case Jordan Cameron, sealing the backside so the back can get downhill.